Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. Listen, y'all, we are back with a brand new review for Belle Collective Season 3 Reunion Part 2. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. So, y'all know when we left off, the heifers was fighting. So, you know, Marie always taking it to the street. Latrice is upset because they were coming after her one after the other. She's upset. She's so mad that she's got tears in her eyes. They pan to the dressing room. Marie and Essie, they're talking about Latrice belittles people. Latrice is in her dressing room trying to hold back tears. She's talking to Tamber and Cliff. And Letitia is in her dressing room talking to her messy makeup artist and to Glenn, talking about Latrice told me, you know, the fans love us. All we got to do to beat the other girls is just plant seeds of doubt. And that's what she doing, planting little seeds of doubt. Letitia, I'm sorry, but I don't even see Latrice using words like seeds of doubt. Latrice, no disrespect, no shade. So Glendale's talking about, don't come off your throne to chase a snake because she gonna self-destruct. You're a different caliber of woman than she is. She gonna self-destruct because she evil. Well, it would take one to know one. Talking about she evil, you evil too. Now on to Marie. So everybody is back on stage. We're on to Marie and her time this season. And when I watched this, the way that they are flashing back really made it seem like Marie had a lot going on this season. Marie, you didn't have nothing going on this season but mess and get in other people's business. And you ain't fooling me. But this package that they put together for you told me all that I needed to know. I'm sure. Side note, Letitia sitting in this dress looks so uncomfortable. She looks uncomfortable as hell. Now, I didn't want to mention it, but I just cannot stand to see her sitting here looking so uncomfortable. So Carlos said, well, Glenn says Marie sleeps with married men. And say what? Glenn always talking. She was like, no, I don't. And we moved right on. Carlos, I'm gonna need you to delve a little deeper. Why did Glenn say that Marie be sleeping with married men? You know why? Because she probably told Letitia, and Letitia, the queen of her throne, came off her throne to pillow talk with Glendale, the court jester. Why don't we delve into that? So then he asked about her mom, and she said, you know, her mom is being her mom. She really can't help her, even though she owns the facility that she does, and it's the biggest in Mississippi. There's nothing that she can do to help her mom. So Carlos brings up the cast thinking that she's mean and a bully, and how people have been tweeting that Marie is a big old bully. She was like, well, I'm not a bully, but I am a bully for the truth. And these girls need to clock in. So Carlos said, well, who do you think needs to clock in? She said, Tamber and Latrice. Latrice just started clocking in. Carlos said, well, Tamber, whose last name does the baby have? What? Why? When I tell you that I would read Carlos his rights, baby, he would definitely hand me my pink slip as soon as they say, and that was the end of the reunion. Baby, he would hand me my pink slip because don't play in my face. Why are you asking me who the baby's last name is? Like, why are you asking me that? That was messy as hell. And she was like, well, the baby has my last name because we're not married. And I was like, all right, now, Tamber. People do it every day, B. But see, what I was thinking is Tamber likes to have control and she ain't stupid. So she made sure to give the baby that her last name just in case something go down. Honey, she ain't got to go through all the red tape and she ain't fooling me, allegedly. Moving forward. So then Tamber reveals that Marie told her baby news to people and did not give her a chance to say it herself. Marie, you are disgusting and that is hateful. There is no other way to say it. This woman was very excited about having a baby. And the fact that you went and told her good news before she had a chance to, that's slow down. Marie talking about, well, I mean, if she pregnant and she going through something, we need to know because it's putting us in danger. Like, it's putting us in some danger. It's putting my life in danger. Marie, be very serious. You just wanted to get in her business because if you were all that fearful of this man and your life being in danger, why the hell did you and Letitia go sit with him? The way that you behave is absolutely bully-like. Tamber isn't even fighting back. That's the crazy part. It would be different if you had a worthy opponent. She ain't even saying nothing back to you. And it is not your job to make sure that the ladies are working. Worry about your storyline, because it's non-existent. The fact that you ruined her pregnancy announcement is beyond low down. Girl is just sickening. So then Tamber said, that man is from 2016. I don't even know why they went and dug that man up. So then Letitia chimed in, talking about, well, all the ladies here got that same message from that same man. You didn't think nothing of that? Tamber was like, no, because I thought it was fake. Like, I thought that man had moved on. Marie up that line talking about, well, I apologized to her, but I ain't apologizing no more. Latrice said, well, everybody knew about that man. They knew about him. We knew about him from years ago. Here go Letitia. I ain't even know you years ago. Ma'am, yes, you did. It's 2024 and Belle Collective premiered January of 2021. Years ago. Girl, hush. Lie so much you don't even know what you're lying about. So then Tamber was like, well, I even talked about it on the radio. And Latrice said, yes, she did talk about it on the radio. Now Marie and Tam are going back and forth and back. Keisha piping up to my girl. I'm just happy you sticking up for yourself. Marie, back off. Okay, back off. The thing is, if the man did reach out, you could have put Tamber in danger by entertaining him. Clearly, he's unhinged and obsessed. Like, this junk is not funny. And Carlos, you need to let a third party host this reunion so we can hear all parties involved. My goodness. Marie talking all over Tamber, and the one time Tamber should be using that high octave, she ain't. I don't know what's going on. But I couldn't really understand, and I really couldn't hear because Carlos was allowing Marie to run the whole damn reunion. So now the men are on stage. JJ has his gosh darn it rhinestone accessories in his hair, child. He gives Carlos one of his t-shirts. And Willie, what you got on? I was looking at Willie. I said, Willie, what in the city slicker is going on here? Now, you usually get it right. And shockingly, Cliff and Glenn looked the best. I said, Willie, what do you have on, child? So Tisha is back claiming Glenn. I was like, girl, anywho, I guess the side piece didn't win this week or whatever she got going on. So Carlos asked how it felt to be around his boys. He was asking Willie that. And I noticed that he said a few words about the men, but he didn't mention Glenn. I don't think he liked Glenn too tough. And I don't think he liked Tisha either. So then he moved on to Clifford. The subtitles weren't subtitling for me though, so I really don't know what was being said. I don't know what was being said. I'm gonna have to keep it real with y'all. Cliff basically said he came to support his wife. Here go Carlos. Well, what about me? He said, what about you? Carlos, what are you talking about? Carlos said, well, I'm like Marie. I stand alone. Baby. See, y'all ain't catching it. Y'all ain't catching it. The way in which he plays in your faces. Marie, you and your finger waves got something to say about everybody else down at the methadone clinic, but you ain't got nothing to say to Carlos, and he playing in your face because he know you solo dolo. Cedric the entertainer ain't been seen since he saved your life. He ain't been seen since. So we see Latrice and Cliff's time on the show, and Carlos asked about Embar and Cliff grabbing her and cussing her out. So he asked if Cliff calls her a B and grabs her often. So she up there making excuses to my, normally I be calling him out his name. I be calling him that. He said, no, but we saw him call you that. Does he call you that often? She was like, he'll say it back to me when I'm saying it to him. Girl, this man was too comfortable going off on you. Latrice, you're going to have to keep it real, baby. That was not his first time calling you out your name. And if y'all do that toxic mess where he disrespects you and you disrespect him, that's not love. And that's not healthy. Now, I know it may be a pattern or something you may have seen growing up, but a man standing in your face, grabbing you up and yoking you up in an empty parking lot down at the hole in the wall and calling you out of your damn name, that is not healthy. Now, see, these helpers don't mean you no good. I'm telling you because I actually like you, Latrice, and the way that he handled you was a fool. So Carlos then asked if he has ever physically abused her. And she said, well, no. And I don't like the way the women are saying that when half of them been victims. So then Letitia pipes up to me, why you talking about us? I said, baby, a hit dog gonna holler, ain't they? Girl, I've been side-eyeing Glenn. He has always given unstable, following you around Jackson, knowing your every whereabout, showing up to every place that you're going to be, following you to your scenes. But Latrice, okay, you're deflecting. I have to just keep it real. You are deflecting. We all had the same thoughts watching y'all interact. And the answers that you gave, throwing yourself under the bus, was a telltale sign that something more is allegedly going on. Because I'm not about to throw my damn self under the bus. I would be like, no, this ain't his first time calling me out of my name, but I made sure I got him together. Especially after he embarrassed me on camera. I got him together. But the fact that you sat there and was like, Well, no, I be saying it about him. And your energy is so anxious and so nervous all the time. You have a lot of nervous energy. And I don't know if that's from when you were younger or if this platform still throws you off your kilter a little bit. But no, this right here ain't right. Now, I pray that he isn't doing that. And I'm not going to just say that he is. But girl, the answers are not answering. And also, there are several forms of abuse. If it's not physical, it's damn sure verbal. Okay, and it's emotional abuse. He told you that you would never be better than him. Don't think we forgot. So then Carlos asked Akeisha, well, what have you heard about the rumors of Latrice and Cliff? So then Cliff pipes up and he says, listen, if I did anything to Latrice, she can call 911. So Kiki said, well, people get hit all the time and they don't call. People be with their spouse 30 plus years and don't call the laws. Now that is true. And sometimes it's out of shame. It's out of fear of making the aggressor more angry. You don't want to hurt their feelings. You think about them before yourself, which is what Latrice just did when she answered that question about whether or not he calls her out of her name often. She threw herself under the bus before Cliff. So they're basically saying, we share our location on our phone, but I'm not controlling. So Carlos then asked Letitia if she's ever confided in her. He was like, well, has Latrice ever told you anything? Tisha talking about, unlike her, I'm not going to speak on it. Let me get you together, Letitia. You are not going to be like her because she going to spill your tea. It's not because you're the bigger person. It's because y'all sat together and today is Mad Day and she told you some things and you told her some things and you don't want her to out you. So that's why you're not going to out her. But you sitting here acting like you're the bigger person. That's a bigger lie. Okay. It's a bigger lie and you ain't fooling me. So Carlos asked Latrice if she's safe in her relationship. And she was like, yeah, I wouldn't trade my relationship for the world. Okay, girl. Carlos was doing too much for me, though. He was doing entirely too much and he was spending too much time on their relationship. Why don't you talk to Glendale and Letitia? Like, why are you focusing so much on Latrice? Latrice is standing by the fact that Cliff has never put his hands on her. Carlos, the way that you handled that line of questioning really pissed me off. Instead of harping on what's going on over here, you need to make a video about Hotel and his arrest for domestic violence and his threatening messages to the mother of his children. That's what you need to do. And continue asking questions until you get an answer from Hotel. That's the video that we need. That would break the internet. Let's sit Hotel down in one of his tight suits and let's talk to him about why he's acting a fool all over Huntsville. Why don't we do that? Because do you not realize that if Latrice is in fact in a situation, all that you are doing is making it worse? It feels like anything for a show. Ask Glenn some questions. Him and his turtleneck are getting off easy. And I hope in part 3, you address him. Let me just go back for a second. If Latrice is in a physically abusive relationship, the way that Carlos just kept question after question, the way that he did that based on my experience with being in a physically abusive relationship, their image is everything. So for you to continue asking that line of questioning in such an insensitive way could cause him to get angry. And then they go home and have an argument about why people think he's this way. So now he's like, you need to get off this show because he mumbling, calling her out her name, telling her that she needs to get off this show because now people looking at him sideways and it's affecting his business. You got to be more cognizant of what you're saying and how you're saying it. You're just sitting up here being messy and trying to kiki to get a watch and a view. This is crazy. Moving forward. So now Josh is on the stage and Cliff said if it were up to him, Josh wouldn't even be there. Why is Josh a part of this reunion? We could be talking to one of the Bells. Now, nothing against Josh, but I really didn't care for his segment. We could have done something else. So we see Josh's time on the show. Cliff and Josh are getting into it, going back and forth and back. Carlos asks if Josh has seen anything that makes it seem like Latrice is unsafe. Here we go again. He said, no, I haven't. I just hate how he speaks to her. Okay, verbal abuse. So Josh said, I had no idea that Cliff had an issue with me. I didn't know until that night at the M Bar when he was telling me, don't say nothing to me, don't speak to me. I find it hard to believe that you did not know this man had a problem with you. In episode 1 of season 3, he was letting it be known that he had a problem with you, especially a problem with you living up in his house. So Cliff looks at him. He mumbles something, but then an apology flies out of his mouth. Carlos is asking if Joshy accepts the apology. And Josh was like, I just feel like the apology is just him doing something for this show. That's what I feel like. Well, I'm going to say this. Josh was wrong for how he behaved in that man's house. Point blank in the period. Both of y'all need to apologize. Josh talking about, what you want me to do? You want me to say I accept your apology? Yeah, that would be good. What are you even saying? Josh said, well, I apologize to Latrice, but I'm not apologizing to Cliff. So Latrice is sitting up there talking about, we all had like a love for each other. We all were cool. We all were friends. Cliff was like, what? I've never had no love for him. Child, he mumbling and whatnot. But he was acting like he can't stand Josh and never could. Josh was like, you know what, Cliff, you fake. You trying to downplay our relationship like we were not cool. And Carlos was like, yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like you're downplaying the relationship. Cliff said, yeah, we had a relationship like he was a puppy, puppy type relationship. And Carlos said, a puppy is an animal. He said, no, like a growing relationship. So he was like a puppy. Me and Glenn got like a dog relationship. So he's trying to give an analogy, but it's not landing. Everyone's confusion. Child, let's move on. Okay. Moving forward. So Carlos really wants the two of them to make up. Carlos is like, Josh, come over here. And Josh is like, no, I'm not getting up. I'm not coming over there. I don't like that man. I'm not getting up. Cliff said, no, he ain't got to get up. He ain't got to accept my apology, but I gave my apology. Carlos, why are you trying to make that grown man come over there? What are you doing? What are you doing? So Carlos was like, I relate to you, Josh, because I've had my women friends tell me things about their relationships, and it makes me act different toward their men. But, then they're still with them. So we go around and about with Carlos trying to orchestrate a reunion between Josh and Cliff. Now, I'm sorry, but I don't care. I don't give a damn. I don't care if Cliff and Josh have a relationship. I really don't. So now Josh is all emotional. Carlos goes over with his ankles out to comfort Josh and let him know, it's okay. It really is. And so Latrice wants to walk him out. Him and Latrice have a moment. And I could tell that she really didn't want to hurt her friend. She doesn't want to upset Cliff. I'm glad she finally called him Cliff instead of Zaddy or whatever she was calling him, child. And that was the end of Reunion Part 2. Carlos, this second part showed me that you do not have enough material for a 3-part reunion. I forgot Sophia was even there. Akeisha, your energy this reunion is very off-putting. I don't really know what it is. Letitia, you're getting on my nerves. I thought that you were a nice lady season 1 and leading into season 2, but certain things that you said to Akeisha made me see that you're not as nice as you appear to be. I feel like you're more like Marie than people think, because don't think that you can formulate friendships without something in common. Sometimes you can be total opposites, but with this cast and crew, a lot of y'all are alike, and all y'all sneaky. Every last one of y'all. Latrice, you snuck down there and did whatever with that blogger, allegedly. You told Essie that you confessed to having something to do with things that were coming out about Marie. Marie, you just all the way to the messy. You and Letitia get together and do little stuff, throw rocks and hide your hand. Tamber, you got a little line problem. You're very secretive, and a lot of things that they share, you don't share the same. That's why Marie up there playing Inspector Gadget. And these husbands, they can't be trusted. Akeisha, I feel like you go wherever the wind blow. I know you want to be neutral, but something about it just ain't giving what's supposed to be gave. And then there's Willie. Gosh darn it. And that's it. Y'all come back for part 3 of the reunion next week. It is the final part to the Belle Collective reunion for season 3. Hopefully you have watched my Ready to Love season 9 episode 1 review. And yeah, y'all comment and I'm coming back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.